Greetings, defenders of the Ark. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Frostwardens. Episode 39, A Blaze of Glory. So ideally, the range from... If our defenses start, like, let's say here, we would only really need, like, 45 for sniper rifles. So about that far is fine. Considering if we have our walls and defenses here, 40 is the range of sniper rifles, so this gives us a little bit more than sniper rifle range. Which is good for shooting at incoming enemies. Is there a debuff for NPM? Yes, there is. Well, there is for half of us. The stalwarts don't care, but the pilgrims do. Our poor little drug room is so undersupplied. Alright, so this was... I'll start renaming them. Ambrosia Shelf. Tea Shelf. I'll also have rum on this. Alcohol Shelf. We'll put Yayo. Jelly. Smoke leaf. And the last shelf, I guess we can put flake. I'll probably just destroy all the flake. Go juice. I wouldn't want anyone binging on go juice, so locking that up would be smart. Alright, manipulation from 48 to 72, not bad. And our little drug cabinet is, has been stocked. I think we have maybe more jelly than what fits. Do I have any Lucy? No, I don't. And there's the last trap. Madsen with a work frenzy. I will allow... Oh, you have a construction 0. Okay, in this case... The zoning. I'm going to change some of the zones that we have. So, pilgrims. You are going to be allowed to start to haul limestone. Obviously, the project that I've queued up needs a lot of limestone to go into effect because we're queuing up a lot of walls, so having our pilgrims haul the limestone is I think pretty useful. And that way, someone like Madsen is no longer idle. They can stone cut. Oh, I did the stall. You're a stalwart, right? Okay, and we'll do the same for the stalwarts too. And that way we don't have any work idleness. And then I'll have to readjust the zones for next winter. The reason I don't convoy haul stone is stone chunks weigh so much that you can only take like 3 at a time, 4 at a time, depending on the equipment that you're wearing, before you can't haul anymore. So it's not particularly useful, in my opinion. It looks like our dear colonists are buzzing around, pretty busy. Susan's trying to catch up for clothing supply, because we stopped making clothing for a bit due to the lack of cotton. So having spare clothing is really nice. And we're starting to stockpile a pretty decent amount of wood. So I think it's reasonable to start building the walls here. Now, if we are to be moisture pumping, it might be reasonable. I'm just gonna build it like this. It might be reasonable to start planning for areas to moisture pump as well. So we'll get that area built with wood. The other thing we're going to need is waterproof conduit. So let's run as little waterproof conduit as possible. I don't believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not waterproof conduit. I don't know if it has a power feedback penalty like the hidden conduit does. Maybe it does. So using as little waterproof conduit as possible, because I think there's a chance for it to blow batteries. But I'm not 100% sure about that. But I know it does cost a lot of steel, so it's not ideal to use if it could be helped. Maybe I'll take a different path here. That might be a little shorter. I'm trying to get everyone out of tattered clothing. Pierogi was keeping the tattered shirt on so that the flak pants could be worn, but I don't think that's worth it in the long run. And I'll also update the home zone to include these walls so that if they're ever damaged, we actually repair them. That looks about right for now. And I'll put down home zones for where we plan. We'll also probably need to pick a different spot for where we burn corpses, because this spot is not going to work in the long run. So speaking of which, have JD go do that. I know you want to rest, but have you clear these guys out? Because this is where our moisture pumps and like wooden bridges are going, so would be dreadfully irresponsible to continue burning things in that area, I think. Huh, Pierogi's doing a pretty good job of that external wall. So there's only 3 steel down there. So maybe when Axios is up, I'll have him do some hauling and corpse burning. And we've got 166 wood ready for some of the bridges, which is a pretty good amount. Alright, I think what I'm going to do in this case is apparel policy is no longer going to include flak, as my colonists are trying to put on the flak to their own detriment, and then wearing tattered clothing as a result. Plus, flak slows you down, so as much as I would like to be defended by flak, movement speed is also equally important, if not more, because if you can't outrun the enemies, they run you down and they kill you. Yeah, it's a little warmer. It's negative 57. Allows us to be outside for a while. Axios, you've got another work drive. Let's hit fish pick with it for extra mining. And I'm going to warm Axios up so he can go torch corpses. Actually, eat a meal first. Wow, there's a lot of iron just like landing. 110 iron just sitting there. That's a nice supply. So the southwest siege site is totally cleaned up. The southeast one just has a few cloth sandbags left. Really not a big deal to clean that up. And I think all of the remaining dead on the map has been burned, but I'll double check. Oh, there's one way up north. Okay. I'll get that one too. They almost got it out of the map zone. But not quite. Okay, there's Tony the Doctor to the west, and that's the last corpse. Got it. It's too bad RimWorld doesn't have a concept of, like, disease prevention due to corpse handling. I mean, there is the lung rot, which is similar-ish, but it'd be really cool if you were rewarded for making sure that there wasn't a lot of corpses around the map or something like that. That, like, infection chance goes up if you leave corpses out, or I don't know, something along those lines. Of course, corpses in negative 43 Celsius isn't going to pose a risk, but we can, you know, imagine or whatever. Okay. So we're corpse free. Awesome. taking a look at the colony items, have dropped a bit, but the buildings have been going up because I'm including, you know, large just wall projects. That's not surprising. And then moisture pumps, a little over a third done research. We have lots of wood ready to be burned. Since the upgrade of the wood-fired arc for the automatic stoker, we have burned 300 of the 1500 fuel. Now, the other thing we might be able to do, if the valid path into our base is a snaking path like this one, where it comes in here, goes down and around these lakes and then up and in this door, we can also have a flip-flop path that goes around these lakes and through this area into this door. And that way, we can force the enemy to change paths. So having this door here and a door here allows it to flip-flop the valid path. So that if we close this door, they turn back around, run all the way around the lake, out the killbox, and through the second path, buying us an incredible amount of time if we open this door. And I kind of like that idea as well. And that only works if... that works best if I wall this segment up. Something like this instead of what we had. So that the entire lake region is enclosed. Maybe bring this wall down a little lower. Where it continues all the way to the edge here. So that if this door gets closed, they walk all the way back around and then up towards this one. Giving our defenders even more time to fire on them. Or the turrets to be turned on or something. So this northern path I'm going to forbid for now. But I like this change, and also... yeah, I like that update. And that way, when we change the valid path into the base, they still stay within range of turrets and snipers and the like. So in terms of the walls, I would say we're like a third done with the full scope of what we plan to do. And I think in terms of security, I'm going to double up these walls. Because these walls are the most likely to get shot out. Because when raiders are coming down here, our shooters are going to be shooting at them. And these are going to be wooden walls, so they're particularly vulnerable walls. And probably our first site for moisture pumps. So that we can negate having flammable weak walls in that area. Alright, 8 hours left. Let's refuel. And I've been stockpiling wood so that we can use it as a building material, but obviously it's also a fuel for the Ark. Oh, prepare a while raid. Okay, they have good weapons. So a doomsday launcher and a triple launcher, as well as 2 snipers, 2 assault rifles, frag grenades, etc. Average insulation. Seeing if ambient temperature is going to be helpful. So it's 6 p.m. and it's only going to get colder. So I think it's going to drop to like maybe -50 tonight. So we have 2... the triple launcher is actually poorly insulated. 3... Yeah, a lot of them are somewhat... are going to get cold rather easily. So, we can try to use that to our advantage. So I just zoned everybody in our base to behind the walls. So I don't want anyone going out right now. Valid path into the base. I'm going to make it be our main entryway. Turning off the northern mining tunnels, because we don't need them anymore. And I do intend to try to mortar them, yeah. I'm looking, it looks like Axios and maybe I'll have Axios and Pierogi attempt to mortar as they stand around. So at the moment they're a hold fire and I want them firing together. I'm actually going to extract shells and change them to frag shells or high explosive shells. Let's hope you hold out with your no recreation. Okay. Fire target. Center mass. Oh boy! Alright, we took out the Doomsday Launcher, LMG, assault rifle that was on Go Juice. Oh my goodness. I've never seen a first volley, and then the Axio's like, haha, I knew I hit someone. He hit 3! Dear Lord, that was effective. Nope. Alright, hold fire. So, they are coming in here. Everybody is zoned. And then let's take a look. Mags is gonna die. You're bruised. I'm checking hypothermia. So we have 2 hypothermic so far. 3 hypothermic. And where is... So the triple launcher is still in play on Davies. But Davies also happens to be hypothermic. Got it. So now, we just play for time. They do have a valid path into the base, and we just waste their time by marching around trying to get access to our base. Davies is way out in front. There's actually... Because Davies is the only one on Go Juice, I might actually allow Davies to come into the base and have my brawlers gank him, shutting the door behind him. Although trying to take down a Go Juicer can be pretty tricky when they're amped. So now that a lot of them have committed to the northern path, what I'm doing is I'm opening up the southern wall so that they are splitting their forces north and south, buying me even more time to ready a proper defense. And then I can close this door again and change their routing path. I'm not really sure why Davies isn't just walking in here. Oh, okay, he's doing it now. So where are they easy to pick off? Alright, here's the plan. Oh, yeah. JD, reopen this. Where are they going? And let's start mustering a defense to start shooting at them. Now the valid path is going to be... I'm going to change it to the northern tunnels in a moment. Ouch. I did not mean to go out so next to him. But stand your ground. Cardinal, you come here. Axios goes there. He doesn't have cover, so I'm hoping to take him down before Pierogi is whittled down to nothing. And then Zeusen's gotten shot in the non-prosthetic arm. Okay, JD almost has that northern path closed, so I'm going to have Fishpit come and close the southern one. Okay, Pierogi did die. Yep, going up against someone with Go-Juiced and Recon armor is no easy feat. Or Marine armor, sorry. And he was shot torsoed. Ouch. Wish, I'm gonna have you close this door, because Fishpick's too far away. Maybe even Axios. LMGs are not particularly accurate, but they do spray and pray, and that can be effective. So JD has opened up the northern passage, and they are fleeing. It is unfortunate that we lost one. But yeah, it's... Burst fire LMGs at point blank is pretty dangerous. That's all I can say. Axios, let's have you clean up the raiders that are fleeing. The deadfall trap tunnel did work. I'm going to see about taking down some more while they flee. And then JD, you tend to Zeusen. Don't think I'm going to be able to catch anyone, so I'm going to turn back and go to the hospital. So I don't have a valid path into the base right now. Mads, I'm going to have to wake you up for it. Okay. Now we have a valid path. All right. Colonists left unburied. I will break down 2 of the good slab beds for building materials. And Fishpick is going to prioritize time spent making a sarcophagus. Schedule all the pilgrims on pilgrim zoning, Zeusin and stalwarts. Alright, that looks about right. That's weird. There is not a opportunity for a funeral. Oh, because it's a cremation. Yeah, right. Stalwarts bury and pilgrims cremate. I don't really have a method of cremation, do I? Not yet. I could build a crematorium, but I would need to invest some of our steel and components in it. I think that's not unreasonable, though. What I'm curious about is whether or not the Pilgrim Hall would want a crematorium, but what I might do is to have a separated crematorium built off of the edge of the Pilgrim Hall. So I'm going to do that in respect to their ideology. So the current priority is improve defenses and build a crematorium. Zeusin got sick. Fixing that. And we're not going to be doing the Lantern Festival right now. Not a reasonable thing to do, all things considering what's going on. So the northern mining tunnel is powered off, which is why Fishpick's been mostly building. Which makes sense, because not deep drill sites for him to work on. And I'm going to leave it off until we get the crematorium built. Also forbid the remaining section of the limestone wall so that we prioritize the crematorium. Alright, Zeuson's doing okay. It's funny to have a biocard triple launcher, or just a triple launcher, decaying into nothing while on purpose. And we need 5 more traps again. Crematoriums do produce heat while they're running, but like insignificant heat. Basically, methods to heat the base that are burst, fire sources, fuel, those types of things, I don't even care about. They'll add such insignificant heat, it's not worth it. It'd be like saying, oh, I'm going to heat my house with my toaster or my kettle, right? It's like, cool, that produces a few joules. In no way is that useful in the larger scheme of things. And the same is true of smaller heat sources like technically, the electric smelter produces heat, the crematorium produces heat, but the amount of heat that it produces won't make a dent in our heat budget. So there's really no point in calculating for it. I mean, hell, technically bodies produce heat in RimWorld. I don't know if you guys knew that, but if you put enough large animals in one tight space, you can actually heat up a room that way. So you put like a bunch of, let's say, mega sloths in like a tiny little room, it's going to produce heat. Pawns themselves are heat producers, which is a very interesting level of detail that RimWorld included that you wouldn't come to expect. It's just not enough heat under normal circumstances for it to matter much. It's only in, you know, in extreme situations where you're like stacking as many pawns in a one tight space as possible that it would matter at all. Alright, let's have you pull off the deep drill fish pick. And I'm going to change your priorities so that you prioritize construction for a bit. Just to get this job done. Yeah, it's the same reason why I'm not trying to burn up clothing as a heat source or burn corpses anymore, heat sources, because it's useful for like a few hours maybe, warming up the base by a few degrees, and then it's not useful anymore. So it's just not worth the effort involved. And I mentioned that earlier in the stream, that I just was not going to care about temporary heat sources. They don't make enough of a dent to matter. Medical emergency as you're immune. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Frostwardens, which originally streamed live on Twitch March 9th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow stalwarts and pilgrims.